Do we have sound?
We have sound. We have sound.
We have sound.
We have sound.
We have sound.
It seems working. We're working now.
Oh my God, it's working. Do we have anybody?
No, nobody is there. We have
people.
nobody there. Let me just see what we have.
Tell your friends, we're back.
We're back.
Audrey, Duy, it's us, guys.
I'm trying to see if this is working live, happening now. Yeah.
Happening
so make sure.
now.
There we go.
Happening now.
We are
right now.
All right. You keep talking. I'm gonna
keep talking. Actually, I'm gonna pretend like nothing happened. So, while nothing happened, I fried up some onions. They're translucent. I did them in some olive oil for a couple of minutes. In this bowl that you can't see necessarily, I've got ground beef and ground pork. I'm adding 2 egg yolks to the mix. 2 egg yolks to the mix, yes.
That's weird.
And I did. And half a cup of panko. Boop. And to this, I am also going to add les épices, right? So we have some ground nutmeg and I have some allspice, and we're going to add, I believe it's an 1/8 of a teaspoon of each, but if you could pull up that.
Oh, we're pulling up recipes now. Look, it's like we're doing a show again.
It's almost like we're doing a show.
Oh my golly.
Neither one of us is having a
meatballs.
Yay.
I didn't hit. I got to go to the right. Hang on. I'm so not in the right place.
Yay,
Let's go here. So we're going to go overhead quickly. Let's go back to the overhead.
Overhead can.
There we are. And let's figure out your
then
ingredients here.
Let's do these.
There we are.
So, we've already fried up the onion in a tablespoon of olive oil. In here I have a pound of ground beef, ground pork, half a cup of panko, 2 large eggs. And we're going to put in, I was wrong, it's a 1/4. This is why we have ingredients. A 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. That's very round. 1/4 teaspoon of allspice.
Oh.
We're going to put
crashed there.
I crashed it again?
Yeah, I don't know why that does.
I'm just going to keep, where's my nutmeg? I'm going to keep, excuse me.
Oh, I see why.
I'm going to keep cooking.
So that died on me.
Nothing's happening.
This is the worst.
Comedy of errors. And a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. If you're still paying attention, great. If you're not, I'm doing it for myself. So either way, I'm just going to talk you through this. So I've done that. Into that, we're going to put in, where's my salt? I got some salt here, friends, to taste.
All right. That's working now.
Some of you salty dogs, some of you heart conditions, so you do you. I'm going to say at least probably about a half a teaspoon.
There we are. I'll bring it back up again now that I figured that problem out. My golly, it is the night of issues.
That's all right. No, yesterday was the night of issues. You see, at the end of the day, this is...
Again, Trump voters is who I blame this on.
I would be careful because you said that, and then a bunch of people flooded the channel, and then we went nowhere. So
well, that's fine.
One never knows.
If this is how we call them out.
My hands are very clean. You can use a fork. You can use a wooden spoon. If you're joining us for the first time, I like to get my hands dirty. I find this very therapeutic. So into our pork, beef, egg yolk, panko, allspice, and nutmeg mixture. I am sticking my fingers in here, and we are getting well acquainted with the thing we are going to be cooking. So yeah, we're just going to work this through with our hands, make sure it's well mixed. Sorry, English is hard right now. There's just been so many sound, camera, everything issues.
This has been the most problematic episode we've ever put out.
Ever since we started. So if you're still with us, thank you.
It's a throwback Thursday to when we first started.
No, but not even. It's like throwback Thursday to a time that didn't exist.
Well, no, but when we first started, we always had problems, and I would freak out over problems, and so it was like getting back into the thing. Into the feeling.
Getting back into the feeling.
All right.
So yeah, if you're just tuning back in, I have mixed up all of these ingredients using my very clean hands in this bowl. We got pork, we got beef, we got eggs and stuff. So yeah, I am almost happy with where this is. The only reason I am not is because I'm a crazy person. No, because I just want to make sure it's super well mixed. That's all. Which I think at this point there is no liquid left in this. We're really good, and we're gonna make some meatballs.
Nice.
Well, originally I was gonna make those now after we had done 2 separate segments, but what I think we should do is cut to one of our correspondents.
We are
either Kingpin or
no. We people deserve some sexy.
Oh, it's true. This is true.
You've put up with this so far,
and me looking this way.
Oh, stop it! You're beautiful, and you will. And it bothers me that you will not let that go. So stop worrying that you're not beautiful because you're always beautiful. Suck it up. Suck up your beauty. I was the marketing director for Calvin Klein for years.
Were you? Suck up
your beauty. Suck it up. You're beautiful. Shut up about it. Speaking about your beautiful, shut up about it. Every week we have a sexy woman eating sexy food, sexily.
Sexily? For what?
Sexily.
Sexily.
Not sex-ely. It's not like Robert E. Lee.
Sex-ely.
Sexy-ly. Oh, it's a good stripper name.
New burlesque names for if and when that ever comes.
Whoever needs a burlesque name. Sex-ely is so good. So, it's the 70s. She had to do something very 70s. This is very 70s.
Yeah, but I also just hold on before you put this out there. I just have to say, sometimes in life, your paths cross with somebody who you go, oh yeah, yep, we were meant to cross paths. There's something in our weird that just makes sense to each other, and we can appreciate each other's weird very much. And I just had to say that before we introduce the sexy woman. Who eats food for, I'm not going to show you my fingers because they're not sexy, for 1 minute. Butterscotch Blondie, a sexy woman who eats food for 1 minute. You know what I love about that?
Okay, go for it. Sorry, you do that. You do that.
The sexy eating of food is so subjective. Like there were so many fetishes all in 1 minute. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Plus, I know things I shouldn't know, but there were so many fetishes just in one video of like the jiggly food and the like. I love it.
Here's something I found out about the other day because it's the end of the year and I get sent to me from YouTube like a list of like this is how you were doing and I found out that somebody out there has this big, massive list or a playlist on YouTube, and one of our main traffic places is from this playlist of women eating sexy. So all of the sexy women eats food for a minute are on there amongst, let's say, 200 or 300 other videos.
That's awesome.
So we get all this traffic from this one playlist of obviously
sexy ladies eating
some guys fetish, and that's cool.
That's awesome.
Whatever you're into,
as long as it's not hurting anyone. As long as it's consensual and it's not hurting anyone, there is somebody else out there who I guarantee is in the same thing, into the same thing as you.
And their name? Sexily.
That's it. Since we're out of work as burlesque performers, we're just gonna come up with burlesque names and charge for them.
It's fantastic. I'm just gonna.
Our first one, Sex Ely. That's free. You can have that. You can have that.
Do with that what you will.
We're like drug dealers.
Yeah.
I'm just making balls.
All right, we're good on there. I'm just checking all the platforms to make sure we're okay.
We're still not really sure.
We're still not sure.
We're still not sure what just happened, but we'll figure it out.
Happens. It happens. We're good. We're playing on all our platforms again. You've made some balls. Show people your balls?
Sure.
Let's go to your balls.
Come over to the internet. See
my balls.
So I'm just making some meatballs. They're not 100% uniform in size because that's how I roll. But I might go back and kind of, bulk up some of the smaller ones. But
there we go.
That's what we're doing, and
we've done this for a while. I want to do.
They're sticking very well together, just with half a cup of panko. It's amazing, and I don't feel like the bonus with this is some people put a lot of stuff in their meatballs. You know what I mean? This is it's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's a meatball. It's a ball of meat. It's not a ball.
When you go to meatball, I'm going to ask you a question. This is I think it's very important for what you're actually doing. When you're talking meatballs, sorry, I just had to fly cam you guys into the meatballs because they look so
because
good.
We fucked up so badly earlier. We had to show you that
all of our technology.
We have
the good techs. No, but when you make your meatballs, do you prefer you're about an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches there on average a ball?
I am not good with measurements. You know that.
Let's say that's about. But is this the average time? Because there are people who make the ball. When they make the meatball, they make the meatball.
I think it depends.
It's a big, small, like a tennis ball size.
Small tennis ball?
It's a tennis ball size meatball.
I think the deal is, what is the purpose of the undertaking that you're undertaking? Meaning,
well, you didn't let me ask my question before you answered it.
Sorry. I'm good at that. I am expert at that, by the way.
But do you prefer, personally, the smaller meatball? Because I also know you used to like the meatball place. Just over Nini's. And they would do this kind of a meatball, this sort of 2-inch meatball, and you'd get 3 or 4 of those. But there's I remember going to when I was a kid, one of my favorite places was Mother's. It was like an offshoot of the old spaghetti factory called Mother's, and they did subs, and they did a meatball sub that just had these giant ass meatballs in them, and I love those.
But I think that's kind of what I was alluding to before I knew what the question was I think it depends on what is the purpose of your dish. Meaning, the reason I used to like Nini's, if you're from Montreal, I don't know if they're open anymore. I mean, 10,000 restaurants have closed across Canada in the last half a year. But the reason I liked it is they had meatballs that were meat. They had a couple of vegetarians. They had chicken balls. They did a tuna. So they did the meatball. I'm sorry, I hate doing that. My hands are gross. But they did the meatball in various formats. And because they were small, you could order a couple of plates and share or get to taste a few different. One of my favorites was the ground chicken, buffalo chicken meatball that was served. It was like a buffalo chicken meatball, and it had a blue cheese sauce on it. It was delicious. So if you're doing an appetizer or something like that, or you're doing multiple flavors, I'm a big fan of this size because then you can taste a bunch of different things. Or for example, if you're doing a standard meatball and then you wanted to do a bunch of different gravies or sauces, these are good appetizer size meatballs. I am also a fan of the baseball size, especially if it's full of a fuck ton of cheese. If you've got a good size piece of
algorithm ton of cheese.
Sorry, an algorithm amount. Listen, the internet is not our friend tonight, so I'm not going to be the internet's friend either. If you've got a fuck ton of cheese in your baseball size meatball, I am down to clown, especially if the marinara is perfect. So I think it's all like everything else in life.
Oh, this is good. Here's the one I like. This is a good answer. From O. Culto.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that's Sean Colton. I like this answer. Making several small meatballs. This is the science nerdy answer. You maximize the surface from the same amount of meat.
Also true.
But I'm going to go on the fact that with a meatball,
from
you
a
turn
pan-
it, so theoretically.
Yes, but I agree with that. I agree with that. Also, like, yeah, I like mini things. And
You like many things?
Mini things, small things. If those of you who know me
Why'd you marry me?
you know, like, oh, I love you. I said I like mini things. I love you. But I like when you have, I hate wasting food is the other thing. Like, I hate wasting food, and I'm guilty AF of buying a sandwich and eating half and tossing the other half. Like, I'm so guilty of that. Smaller food for me means that, you know, I can freeze half of this. I'm not committing to this much meatball. I'm committing to this much meatball. And if you can't commit to this, come on now, right? So it's like, I don't know.
Coral likes to add barbecue sauce into the mix.
Also,
but for a Swedish meatball, I would
Swedish meatball, and it's funny because tonight what I was going to do originally was a bunch of different kinds of meatballs, but they all have different cook times. So like originally I was going to do a Hawaiian meatball, but that's a long endeavor, or a longer endeavor than this. These are just meatballs with some gravy. So we're going to...
Speaking of meatballs with some gravy,
yes.
Let's. We have a chef who's been giving us information and advice as we have gone through this whole process. Who's been helping us set up and make sure that all of this works. I just want to make sure these things work. Oh my golly! You know what? I have to.
You have to
talk to those people. I have to set this up.
Yeah, you got to set them back up. So anyway, yeah, I was going to make Hawaiian meatballs tonight and Swedish meatballs, and I decided not to do that just because the cook times were different, and it was going to be a lot of different sauces and stuff, and we only have 2 hours. And when we spend half of it screwing up with our tech, then we really only have an hour. So
we may go long tonight.
We're doing Swedish, but like pudding, barbecue sauce, ketchup. Some people put soy. There's a bunch of different stuff you can put in here. It just changes the kind of the flavor palette of what ethnicity you're going with for your meatballs, right? Also, very valid to not use meat. You can use chicken. You can use turkey. You can use a combo. I use beef and pork. You can use, sometimes in the grocery store, they sell like I call it the Italian trio of veal, beef and pork. That's also uber tasty. You don't eat pork. You just want to do beef. Groovy. So that's it. You just have to be aware of, I think if you're using any kind of animal meat to do this, how much fat is in the meat, because that's going to change how it cooks and stuff like that and how it stays together. But other than that, they are all valid forms of meatball.
I love the Swedish meatball and specifically because I love the gravy. It's a good gravy. It's a weird little white gravy. You don't get a lot of white gravy.
Well, and everybody, remember like, you were one of 2 or 3 kids at IKEA, I think. You were either the kids who wanted the meatballs. Like, I used to love the $1 hot dog at IKEA. That was like the reason to stand in that super long line.
I liked they did those Swedish open face sandwiches. I like those. Those were good.
That I don't remember, but I also remember the cinnamon rolls. So in my mind, you were either like meatball, hot dog, or cinnamon bun at IKEA. And I was deaf a hot dog kid, but like I used to live with Norwegians and.
Can I tell you a sad story? Here's a really sad story before we go.
I don't know. The last 2 days.
And this is because it makes me think of IKEA. I remember being a kid when IKEA first started. The first IKEA that I remember going to wasn't that big. It was an average,
like a home warehouse,
like a warehouse site. Not even that. Like an average big warehouse. Mm-hmm. Not like a monster. Just a warehouse. Mm-hmm. But when they decided at some point to put a ball pit in. Mm-hmm. And I remember this because when they did, and we'd gone a few times to it when I was little, but by the time they put the ball pit in,
you were too big.
The week before I turned too old to go in the ball pit. And I've never been in an IKEA ball pit.
So can I just say, because like, again, I'm trying really hard tonight, especially with all of the tech issues and whatever, to be like a positive human being. But like, there are certain things that I think.
Nothing to say about my childhood tragedy.
But I'm just wondering if like, are ball pits a thing of the past now? Like, will we ever allow our children
certain
to?
Ball pits.
Well, I mean, and I think certain ball pits will get way more attractive once we have a vaccine. But like.
So you don't have anything to say about my childhood.
I'm sorry that happened to you, but I think you could have lied about your age. I just wonder if it was your age or you just got too tall.
No, I literally.
You were just too honest?
It was like 12 years old with the cutoff, and I literally
and
probably
you had to like show your ID. They carded you to go in the ball pit at IKEA. I doubt that very highly.
No, I was an honest human being.
Well, you could have been like, I'm 11 and 366.
I was an honest human being because Jesus would have killed me if I wasn't.
Oh.
Speaking of Jesus would have killed me if I wasn't.
Chef Duy-An!
We have a chef who is the greatest chef in all of the land. Yet for all of 2020, for some reason, he consistently disappointed me by solely making Jell-O. I know for some reason that in 2021, all things will change. And he will make only incredible culinary delights.
This is always very perplexing for me when you go off on this tangent.
Well, that's just what I can say. So,
here we go.
stir crazies, sitting at home or on a bus or even perhaps walking a dog.
Because you can until Saturday.
It's Chef Duy-An. Chef Duy-An, are you there?
Happy New Year,
Hello.
Chef
He's
Duy-An.
there. How are you, Chef Duy-An?
I'm good.
We haven't seen you for a while. You look gorgeous in your shirt.
Thank you. Distantly, of course.
Of course.
Is this how you dressed in the 70s?
Yes, this is how I do the 70s, and this is how we do the 70s. That's they're crazy. We do 1970 internet.
So wait a minute. That means we're ahead of our time. So just chill, okay? With the insults.
Or too late. I don't know.
I also have to say to you, I hate that you were right.
I'm just gonna say, like,
Not the first time you're right, but it is maybe the third.
I say nothing.
Yeah, because outside of the Jell-O industry, I'm familiar with computers. I just say that.
Oh, okay. So
Anyway,
what culinary delight will you be cooking for us in honor of the 70s, Chef Duy-An?
well, I also have something to say about the team. I'm not sure 1970s Key Party is a great team for this week episode. Like, we're in a pandemic, guys.
We didn't say
Party.
key party. We just said dining the decade.
I thought he said tea party.
No, that's what almost happened yesterday. You know.
Fine, we'll do your Key Party thing. It's okay. So I did a dessert because, in a 1970 Key Party, food is not like the most important things. So I decided to do something quite simple.
How do you know?
Taste. Anyway,
He's literate.
so yeah, I'm literate. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna do our own version. We're gonna do a dessert.
Yeah.
It's sort of Jell-O-ish, but without Jell-O.
Oh,
And,
I'm intrigued.
Yes, I tricked it. So we're gonna do. This recipe could be done with any kind of fruit juice. I choose cranberry for this week
Pourquoi?
because I love cranberries.
Oh.
And also, cranberries is good for treating UTIs. And
after a key
I feel
party?
like in a 1970s Key Party, UTIs might happen. So let's do it cranberry.
That's how you
First
tell
step
somebody I
could
fell
be-
in love. That's how I asked her to marry me. UTI?
UTI. So first step we need to do, we're going to need to have about half a cup of cold cranberry juice.
Uh-huh.
Put it in there. Half a cup. Then we're going to sprinkle a pouch of Knox gelatine on it.
So not Jell-O brand or price value brand.
No Jell-O.
Knox.
No Jell. No Jell. Knox gelatine on the juice. And we need to do it delicately because we don't want to have, we want it to stay on top of the juice.
Yeah.
Everybody always wants to stay on top of the Jews, man.
Hey.
Oh, wow. I can't make those jokes.
You know.
I cannot. Anyway, so once the gelatine is sprinkled on top of the juice, we wait for about 5 minutes, but this is the magic of the internet. We're not going to wait that 5 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Then you're going to take another half a cup of cranberry juice and you're going to put it in the microwave for about 3 to 4 minutes.
So you want some
It's
hot?
going to become hot. Yeah, it's going to be very hot.
Mhm.
So make sure you have an oven mitten when you go and get your hot cranberry juice out of the microwave.
Hot cranberry juice.
I have mine that I already done before the call, so it's still hot.
Hot cranberry
but
juice is
bearable.
my stripper name.
Very good.
Okay, thank you.
Anyway, so we're gonna add the hot cranberry juice to our other mixture over here. Then we're gonna mix it up.
Chef Duy-An, I
Yes.
have a question.
Yes, go
Why
ahead.
were we being so delicate about laying our knocks on top of our cranberry if we were just going to stir it up in the end anyway?
I think you need to wait till you have the hot cranberry juice before you start stirring it, because if you put it only in cold, it might gellify too
That's
fast.
fair.
That's my theory.
We
That
don't
is
really wanna
my
let it bloom a
professional
little bit,
opinion
too.
on the matter. Anyway, so once it's mixed,
Bloom your gelatin.
we're gonna put about half a cup
Uh-huh.
into a glass. There we go. About half a cup. And then we're gonna put the glass in the fridge. I'm gonna let it sit.
How long?
While it does, about 4 minutes, 10 minutes to 4 hours. We'll see. Yeah. I don't remember my catchphrase. While it sits.
The show is so problematic that we don't remember our catchphrases.
We're so good tonight.
Did I do
All
the
right.
thing over there?
All right. While it sits,
Yes.
we're gonna take ice water. So previously, before you need to take some water, put it in the freezer. Doesn't have to be ice cube, but it has to be a bit of ice in there, just a bit. And we're gonna take the rest of the mixture that's still hot, put it in the
Do we
cold
tell him?
water.
Chef Duy-An, you're frozen.
I'm frozen.
But you can keep talking because people are so invested. So we need to we need to know how it ends. So we're going to take the rest of our hot cranberry mix and put it in the cold ice water, right?
In the cold ice water, and then we're gonna put in the fridge and
Oh,
let
there you
it
are.
sit.
You're back.
Oh, he back.
I'm back. 1970s internet, man. Terrible. Terrible.
I thought it'd be fun to try the theme.
Yeah. Are we on BBS? Anyway, so once it's in the cold water and it's mixed, then it's put it in the fridge, let it sit, and we'll talk in about 10 minutes,
Or
I guess.
4 hours.
Or 4 hours.
Whenever.
Well, let's hope
Chef
it's not.
Duy-An, thank you
Thank
very
you, Chef
much.
Duy-An. And Happy New Year, Chef Duy-An.
Will me? Happy New
Happy New Year's to you guys, too. I wish you a better internet
I don't know if
and
there is
health
one.
and prosperity.
I wish you better culinary skills. Bye.
Well, that was very appropriate.
It happened.
I will say, I was reading here while we were talking to Chef Duy-An, I got a lot more sympathy from everybody on here over my IKEA dilemma than I think anybody else gave me.
Okay, but they don't live with you, so
Kingpin says the IKEA broke me.
I saw that.
And then
But then someone should have been able to come along with the Allen key and put you back together, no?
that's a good joke. That's a very good joke. I will give you that. Thank you very much. That's weird. I just noticed this is right here now. Look at the big, beautiful new microphone we got for the show. I just touched it. Probably was
Yeah,
probably.
probably. You popped
Probably
your,
shouldn't it?
you
Yeah.
popped your,
My lovely wife got me for the Christmas.
I bought you a long, hard.
No, somebody's got to have one. All right.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Also, just comme ça, just like that. If you disappeared on us and came back, we really appreciate that.
And
Thanks.
if you disappeared and didn't come back,
We'll see you next time.
Fuck you.
Or fuck you. Anyway. Or fuck you. See you next time. You never know how the internet works.
Yeah.
But if you came back, I really super duper beaucoup. Thanks.
Spain came to visit and
crashed our whole thing.
I don't know what's going on there.
At
That was
least
funny.
it wasn't.
I felt so bad. Usually I like to put on a good show for Spain.
Hopefully you'll be given opportunities in the future. Todo es posible.
Well, that's why. Speaking of which.
Now I speak Spanish, by the way.
Generalissimo Francisco Franco,
Yes?
still dead.
Good. Thanks for that update. You too. Here
What are we doing? Are we cooking some meatballs?
I don't know. I think we have some other things to do.
Nope. Balls.
I know.
I'm checking here's, for those of you who haven't seen this before, this is our list of how the show is supposed to go.
You explain
At
that.
this point in the show, let me just go over here so you can see a little bit better. It's important to note that at this point, which would have been 6:10, since we were down for 20 minutes, balls. Balls. So I think it's time for balls.
But I'm sure if anyone's really paying attention,
Yeah.
there's
No, hang on.
no. Focus, as we say in French. There's something missing from that list.
Which is?
It's something important that we can do while I'm heating up oil for.
Well, you want to do the
balls.
second cocktail?
No. You see what's happening after balls?
Yeah.
That could happen now. But also we have another person who is so concerned with
I know.
Ikea breaking you.
I know.
And they are not on the list.
Well, I didn't do the list. This is this. What? You did the list.
You didn't tell me this person had. What are you doing there, Giacomo?
I didn't tell you this person
had submitted a thing.
Of course you did.
Well, I didn't know that.
I told
so
you.
I thought maybe while I heat up the oil and get everything ready to make balls, then we could go to the
Balls.
I see you. Balls.
No, we can do that. Would you like to do that?
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay, we can do that.
They've earned it.
Because, and again, it inspired this a little bit of an ensemble, especially because this is from his store. This one, the shirt is not, but the jacket is. So let's learn a little thing.
Yes.
Because it's the 70s, and I went, do you have an idea? And he went, do I have an idea?
Do I have an idea?
So it's time to go to the hideaway.
With Kingpin!
Oh, hello. I'm the Kingpin. This is the hideaway. It's Kingpin's hideaway. I've just been sitting here this evening looking at clip-on bow ties from the 70s. Give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. Crazy big blue one with paisleys, multicolored one, and a white velvet one. They're large and loud and very difficult to understand. There are many in the world of style who take issue or have a problem with men's fashion in the 70s. I used to count myself as one of them. That was until I was invited to an event that was meant to emulate the Dean Martin roasts of the 70s. Having some of that clothing in stock, I dressed the part, thoroughly expecting to feel clownish and silly, but to my surprise, I didn't. I actually felt kind of funky and sexy. And that's when it hit me. 70s fashion was driven by the carousal. What's the carousal, you say? A carousal is any event in which the participant's main activity is to carouse. Hang on. Let me show you what I mean. As you can see, it's about carousing. The 70s look, at least for evening gentlemen's wear, was all about celebrating the vices. You had mohair with its shine, you had velvet everywhere you could put it, ruffles, cufflinks that you could use as hubcaps if you needed to. You always had a drink with a jaunty little stir stick, even in tiny drinks. And you had your tobacco. The nightlife was about enjoying yourself. You had luxurious long hair, ridiculously manly mustaches, all with this funky combination of colors and patterns that shouldn't work. But if the only thing you're doing is boozing, smoking, and chasing tail, that's what the 70s were all about. When it comes to gentlemen's wear, it's all about function and what's appropriate. What do you need to wear to do the job? You don't wear a tux to work on your car or to the beach. It's just inappropriate. If you're gonna carouse, this is the outfit. Let me break it down for you. Starts with a shirt. In the 70s, they expanded the tuxedo shirt, which was starting to get little pleats, to get ridiculous pleats that were then adorned with ruffles and then lace on the edges. And then the cuffs would be ruffled as well. And then to secure those cuffs, you tried to find the biggest, most ostentatious cufflink you could find, because you knew people were going to see it. Previously, cufflinks were subtle. You might see them, you might not. If you did, it was a stylistic coup. Not in the 70s. They were there. You couldn't miss them. Next, the bow tie. While the necktie ruled the world of business, the bow tie still ruled the night. It just became bigger to fill out the face, to match the mustaches and the huge lapels, and they became softer and satinier, just ridiculous. You wanted to make sure you were marking yourself with a bow. You're a present, right? You're a gift. Even the glasses frames of the era were bigger and rounder and just funkier. Funkiness seemed to have permeated all aspects of culture in the 70s. Men's evening wear was definitely one of the better recipients. To cover that shirt, you'd have something in mohair that was light, so you could sweat as you were dancing and carousing. It would catch and glint in the light of a nightclub. Yet, it would have this lovely velvet lapel. So big you can't tell, is it a notched lapel or a peak lapel? I don't know what. Got enough room on here to plant a small garden. It was designed so, should the object of your affection come your way, they'd be drawn into the soft, velvety nature of your lapel. Just long enough so you could find out what they wanted to drink, or what their sign was, whatever that means. To finish it off, a pocket square that was definitely trying to escape from your pocket, that had nothing to do with anything that was going on anywhere. Didn't match color, didn't match pattern. It was there and it had no problem looking completely different, because it was out to have some fun. That's the attitude of 70s evening wear for men. Fun. I mean, what else can you do in a getup like this? Smoke to excess, drink to excess, and have casual sex to excess. That is what informed the fashion of the 70s. Sadly, the nightlife look started to inform the daytime look. That is a whole other situation. In the 70s, the hippies who had been teenagers and in their early 20s had graduated university and college, gotten their jobs, and now were in their mid to late 20s. They wanted to party and have a good time. They were going to take it further and farther than their parents did. So things got funky and the carousing began. Hope this clears up some of your hesitations about men's fashion in the 70s. A gentleman always has to dress for what he needs to do. But sometimes you need to carouse. Till next time, stay dapper.
I want a carousing.
You want to go carousing?
I want a carousing.
You want to carousing?
I miss carousing.
You miss carousing?
Yes.
Just want to see what's going on. I think we're having our problem again.
Are we having our problem again?
I think we're having our problem again. Same problem. Let's go. Come on.
Did the people get to watch the Kingpin at least?
I think Kingpin was a little stuttery, but we'll find out in a second.
What is happening?
Everybody.
We even made very good internet in this house.
We have, I don't know what's going on here. We're dropping off again a little bit here.
Oh no. I'm frying meatballs, friends, if you can hear me. And a very little bit of oil. I have done more frying since Stir Crazy started than I have ever done in my entire life. I was never, and you can tell by the way my overalls fit me, but like I was never a big fried food person. Back in the day, I probably would have put these little guys in the oven. And maybe next week I would do the same thing. This week I'm saying screw life, let's eat fried food.
We're having the same problem.
Are we?
Yeah. It's.
Do the people hear us?
I
People,
can't
can
tell.
you hear me?
I can't tell if people can hear us or not.
People, can you see me?
But it is dropping
People,
again.
can you feel me? Nope. The faceless cooking of El Diablo.
Oh. I'm just.
I don't know what's happening, so I'm just going to keep cooking meatballs and assume that Danny D is taking care of the tech. And if you are a huge IKEA meatball fan and the fact that this feed is stuttering tonight and you're like, I need this recipe, it is listed in the description for the event. And if you need some cooking help, I am here to help you. So you're always welcome to send us messages on Facebook, and I can help you with your cooking thingies. Not all the cooking thingies, and especially not the baking thingies, because I am not
They
good
can
at...
hear, but it's not streaming correctly.
I don't know what's happening today. I think it's the maggots. It's Parlor's fault.
Yeah. Just trying something here.
I don't know, you try. My little guys over here, the little tiny meatballs that I made, the Chef Boyardee size ones, those guys are about ready. It took about 5 minutes, I'd say. They're nice and crispy on the outside. We like that. And I don't know if it was Sean Colton before who said, same amount of meat, larger surface area for cooking in the oil. It's true. I'm sorry, guys. I'm with you, but I'm over there. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's doing
We're not really sure.
Same problem again.
We're gonna fix it for next week, that's for sure, because now we know that there's problems to fix. So, new years, new skills, new fuck-ups. It's all good.
What we're going to do is we're going to keep going. And I'm going to assume that maybe it's going to catch up at some point.
It might. If it doesn't, we love you, and thank you for sticking it out this far.
There we are. Well, let's let's see what we get here. Oh, it's going to catch up again. Don't worry.
And as they're cooking,
So whatever Chef Duy-An thought was the problem, it clearly wasn't.
Not the problem.
It clearly wasn't the problem.
It might just be our internet, though. It's been spotty in the last 2 days.
It's been a bit of a problem. I'm just gonna go through and do this show because I can take the recording that we've made and I'll just
make it better. Can you fix it in post?
I will fix it all in post. Put up a version of this that is much easier to watch because the recording will be fine.
But again, I mean, there's still some of you hanging in with us, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to cook these little meatballs
They're adorable little meatballs.
as though my life depended on it.
Let me bring those ingredients back up one more time.
Yes, I think that would be a good idea.
So we'll just do that. Bring the ingredients up one more time, see what's going on. Here you are.
You don't want to move these guys until they start to cook, right? Like, I think it's a big mistake that people make is that they're afraid that things are gonna stick to the pan, so that they start manipulating their meat.
But that's how things stick to the pan.
They start manipulating their meat too early.
You don't touch the meat.
Let it sit for a bit. Let it start to sear on the outside. Let it caramelize. Let it cook. It'll be fine.
Maillard reaction.
It is the Maillard reaction.
You want to get the crust formed. You got to let it sit. Get that crust, but once the crust is formed, it will automatically release.
And then we can move it. You know what I mean? But if you start,
so if your meat isn't moving, your meat isn't ready to move.
That's actually a pretty good rule. Way to go, Danny D.
Okay.
I'm going to take some of these guys out. I'm paying attention to them all. This is the other thing we talk about, if you're joining us for the first time, about just being present when you're in the kitchen. You can't, especially for frying stuff, you can't just be like, I'll see you later. If that's the kind of meal you want, crock pot or Instapot or whatever. If you want to just set it and forget it, like your hair in the 70s.
Now we've actually frozen.
You can. That's better for roasting and stuff like that. If you're going to endeavor to fry or cook in a wok or do any of that kind of stuff, you can't, get really into your episode of Dallas or whatever the F you want to do. I'm trying to be very 70s here. You've got to be present because things can go awry very quickly, especially when you're using oil. So yeah, these are my words of wisdom to you.
Well put. Well put.
While I am frozen cooking meatballs or whatever is happening.
There we are.
So yeah,
Weird.
that's what's going on. We're not really sure what's happening, friends. Thank you for your patience again. These guys are going to cook over there. These guys are going to go over here.
It's funny. I was like, normally if I was something was recording, it was a problem, or if I was streaming it, I'd have a problem coming out of here. I would see issues happening, drop frames, things like that. We got none of that, so it's coming out really smoothly. It's just not hitting the internet
Not
well.
going in well.
So I think there's a problem on the
Dental dam?
on the Videotron side.
Oh wait, a Quebec corporation screwed something up. What?
It's getting a little bit better though, so I will
that's good,
say that
that's
maybe
good.
this will come back and we'll just assume that this was stuttery at some point.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you see, the difference between these and like full-size latkes, and the reason I love this is because they're small, and I can cook a lot of them at the same time. So it's not like we have to do batches upon batches upon batches. This is not going to be a super long endeavor. They look freaking delish, not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Well, why do we cook them? What? Okay, we keep cooking more, and we don't have. I would like.
Well, at this point,
Why are we cooking that? We're not going to eat this many.
well, maybe somebody tomorrow will call us and say, I want meatballs.
Yeah,
and
but
then
we could
I'll
have done that after the show.
We
too.
could have done
In all
that
fairness.
too. So now I'm going to leave these three here.
3, yes. You've saved the day by not cooking 3.
I totally have. Shushy. You saved the day by fixing the tech. I'm saving the day
by not cooking.
by not cooking 3 of our meatballs. We all got to do what we got to do. It's important to pitch in where you can, friends.
Yes.
So yeah, this will take probably another 1.5 to 3 minutes. It's not like a 10 minutes to 4 hours. See, I didn't listen to my
It's
own
stuttering
advice.
less. It looks like we're almost stop motion now.
Oh, that's cool. That takes a lot of work. So you know what? Appreciate it. Just kidding.
Like a robot.
I like it when I get mad at other people because things aren't working on our end. These are almost done. I'm going to
Yeah.
leave the last 3. Don't worry about it. You can cut to our musical segment if you want to.
Okay, but I was hoping to be able to do that so I can clean that up and move the bar stuff into there. But
In 2 minutes, you can do that. And my sister says stuttering Stanley, and I respond to you stuttering Stanley. We're almost done. It's all good. It's all good. It's coming. It's coming along, friends.
yes,
Rome was not
want to
built
do an
in...
online cooking show where every week we cook for 14.
Mistakes were made. Also, it just means that I don't have to cook now for another 2 days, and we can have meatball subs. We can have
Well, we could have done that after.
we can have spaghetti and meatballs.
We don't have bread to put also.
There's a grocery store, and that's still not closed. So,
They don't let.
Duy-An, you know what? I blame Frank Lamb as well, because it's just easier that way.
I don't know what's going on.
Duy-An,
Oh, we've
blames
frozen again.
Frank Lamb.
I don't know what's going on with our camera. Oh, look at that's all. Decided to shut down.
Hey, friends. Still talking to you. We're working on fixing this again. I'm still frying
This
meatballs.
is the worst tech day we've
Today
had.
is literally the worst tech day in the history of Stir Crazy. I'm going to go political for a second and say it only seems appropriate after the second worst day in U.S. governmental history. So this is a week of maybe not awesome. And if you want to come back next week when we have completely flipped the switch on life, ha 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 ha, it will be awesome. But again, I very much appreciate your patience. Teamwork makes the dream work. All of those jargony.
And of course, the lights now.
And
go
now
out.
we've lost our lights at home. So I think maybe the universe is trying to tell us. I can't tell. Sometimes in moments like this, I think the universe is trying to tell you to give up. Other times I think the universe is trying to tell you, don't give up, persevere. I don't know. What's the message? If you're still with us, let me know if you think it's time to like throw the towel in, or when the universe sends you challenges, if you just double down and you say, not today, Satan, and you just keep going. Because I admire that. That's groovy. Also stubborn sometimes. Depends how you look at it, right? All right.
All right.
I think these are cooked.
All right, hang on. Well,
I'm just saying, for those of you still following along like an audio book, most of these are cooked.
there we go. All right. Let's see what happens. I don't know.
Let's see what happens. I mean, c'est n'importe quoi à soir, les amis.
Oi.
They.
Do not know what's going on. The internet is being a son of a bitch. It smells delicious. This smells really good.
Well,
But I'm very excited for the gravy. I'm very excited for the
good.
gravy. This is what I...
Oh, better now. Thank you.
Better now.
Thanks for staying with us.
Oh,
Super
we
appreciate it.
it's almost better now.
Almost better.
We're just going to let it keep going.
I have two bowls that are looking like, ooh, like they were going to hurt me for saying what I was about to say. The oil just bit me. All right, you know what? These are cooked.
Those are cooked. They look cooked.
These are cooked. I'm going to turn off the oil over here in 1/2 a quick second. Just bear with
move
me.
this out of your way.
I'm actually going to also...
Oh, you're going to put that over there?
going to put this over there.
Okay.
We don't need this right now. Oh, shoot. You know what I forgot?
No.
The onions.
Well,
We were so busy worrying about the tech that I fried those onions and I left them back there and I didn't use them. I can't believe I did that. Tonight is not the best night, friends.
well,
They're cooked, though.
they're cooked.
They're a little bit lacking in onion.
Swedish
I can't believe
meatballs.
I did that.
There we are. There we go. Well, we have, this is all,
Okay.
seems to be happening now. Oh, we seem to be moving in a decent way now.
Okay, the meatballs are done. I forgot the onions. But if you're an ashki
Can you
like
put the
me,
onions in the sauce?
I was going to say, if you're an ashki like me, what I'm going to do is turn the onions on again and caramelize them a little bit more and maybe make that part of dinner. And in the interim, you wanted to make another cocktail because you
Well, why don't we go to Ben?
Well, that's what I was suggesting while I was doing meatballs.
I know, but we couldn't then set up the cocktail while you're, because we'd have to cook.
Oh, I understand.
I know.
All right, let's do it. Let's go to Ben Cardilli. He's the bomb. No, you.
What? You literally said all the words.
No, but you had other things to say, so you can still big him up.
Okay.
Everybody knew he was coming.
I don't understand quite what's going on right now.
If you had
You
something,
seem very confrontational about something here.
not at all.
Yes, you do.
Not at all.
Yes, you do.
Not at all.
Yeah, you're very confrontational.
Nah,
Why?
I'm living now, no confrontation.
Well, that didn't help at all. That made it worse. Now you're making it worse. I'm going to keep
Okay,
going. No,
well.
you got to come back and fix this. You got to come back and fix it. Well, that just seems like you're sucking up now.
Oh, shut up.
Piccadilly!
Eating for the sake of eating. Eating cause I have a big hole inside. I try to fill it up by feeding. But no tikka masala's gonna change her mind. Yet I feel a little less alone when I'm chewing on a chicken bone. And I admit that I'm just eating for the sake of eating. I tell you why. I got no job, no girl, no money. Just a cupboard full of Nutella and honey. No slick ride, no stock portfolios. Just Snickers, Three Musketeers, and Rolo. I ain't going nowhere fast. Just gonna sit here on my growing ass. And I admit that I'm just eating for the sake of eating. I'm dead inside. Open up the fridge each morning. There's so many options that I might go blind. Sushi I didn't finish last night. Turkey and some foil and some cherry pie. I never have to leave my home. Got Foodora on my telephone. And now you know that I'm just eating for the sake of food and doing suicide. Woke up in a cloud of Cheeto dust. I thought the orange light was the pearly gates, but I was sitting in my room and so I have to wait. I just hope the next turducken's gonna seal my fate. But I ain't dead just yet. Maybe they'll put me down at the vet, 'cause I'm an animal eating for the sake of leaving this world behind. Everybody eating, eating, eating for the sake of eating. Eating, eating, eating for the sake of eating. Eating, we're eating, eating for the sake of eating. Yeah, we're eating for the sake of eating. We're all eating for the sake of eating.
Ben Cordelia!
Now, just because I like to press my luck here. Are we doing it?
Why are you...
I just thought that would be... Seems... It's going to be stuttery again, I think. But we're good. We're fine. Stuttering is our new go-to. We're going to make... we're going to do some blender drinks. There's nothing... What are you doing?
I'm just caramelizing my onion a little bit.
Well, you already... I thought you did? Okay.
Oh, no, I translucentized my onion.
All right.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to pay attention to onions.
All right, we are going to do... 70s is very, very well known for blender drinks, and we are going to make one of the classic 70s blender drinks that, to my opinion, does not get... Excuse me, you're in my way.
Sorry.
Enough love, and that is the Chi-Chi. The Chi-Chi is one of the sort of forgotten blender drinks. A lot of things like the margarita, the Bellini, the what's the rummy one? Sorry.
The rummy one?
A margarita made with rum is called
Pina colada?
Pina colada.
It's not really the same thing, but
it's
a blender rum drink. But,
yeah. But so you have those are very, very common. The Chi-Chi, less common. It was meant to be something that could utilize vodka. So we're going to have a vodka-based drink. It's a very simple drink that requires it's vodka with pineapple juice. And the key ingredient, of course, is cream of coconut.
Creme de coconut.
Creme de coconut. Creme de noix de coco, if you're French. That's what it says on here. Which is, if you've ever had, is a very thick, very sweet, it's almost like a sweetened condensed milk, but it's a coconut milk.
And it's delicious.
And it is delicious. So first of all, to make this work, you're going to need a blender. Blenders are important.
Good internet, optional.
Very good. Who gives a crap about how good your internet is, especially if you're actually streaming the show? You need ice. We're going to blend this with the ice. We're going to crush the ice and the drink all at the same time.
You're going to crush your drink?
So we need to get into this. So this drink is, I should have washed that out a little bit. There's a little.
Sorry, we had a lot of things going on.
A lot of weird.
I'll be right back.
So we're going to start off. The portions are pretty simple. We're going to do per drink 2 ounces of vodka. That's just going to go right into our blender. So we're making 2 of those. Boom. And because the internet is out, boom, a little splash more. Now, to that, we are going to add some pineapple juice. If you have fresh pineapple juice, even better. We have...
oh my God, like if you're in Spain, is that a thing in Spain? I know it's a thing in Mexico.
It's a thing anywhere where you have a pineapple. I made fresh pineapple juice on the show before.
I know.
So we're going to add another 2. We're going to put 2 ounces. Oh.
But it's always better when you're in the neighborhood where the tropical fruit is being grown, Styles.
Okay. I was just going by this.
I think, personally.
Okay. So we're going to add 2 ounces of pineapple juice. to our 2 ounces of vodka, we are going to add an ounce of creme. Now, depending on the recipe, you'll see with this, you might see, oh yeah, you got that? There you go.
I got that.
There you go. You might also see as an ingredient, what is it called? The really fine sugar.
Demerara?
No, fine sugar. Icing sugar.
Icing
Thank you very
sugar.
much. That's icing sugar might be a key element in this. I find it makes it a little too sweet. Instead, I like a little bit more of the coconut cream, and that gives it just enough. So I am doing, so an ounce, in this case, since I'm doing 2, and this stuff is thick and goopy and sticky, so I'm just going full 2 ounces right into there. Now this could be, this is a great blender drink. It could also be a great shaken drink. If you want to shake it, it still works fantastically.
Like if you're James Bond?
No, if you're like us when we do our standard shaker drinks.
What is it?
What? I don't quite get what you're saying.
I know. But I'm the one who's confrontational.
Well, at least you know it. So what I want to do first, before I put my ice in, before I put my ice in, I'm just going to quickly give that all just a quick pulse together. Just to give it a nice little mix. And now that we have that done, we are going to put about ½ a cup of ice per cocktail. That works out to about 3 or 4 or 5 cubes per drink. You got a good, and this is if you got a good blender that will break up the ice, then this is good. I might just add one more in there. There we go. Put that aside. So now we have that in place, and we are just gonna boom, that is it.
Done.
We are good. Let's turn that off, and you'll take your Collins glass.
It's a
Maybe it's a
highball.
little thin. I might actually put a little bit more ice in that. You know what I mean?
You know
I
what
might
I mean?
actually put a little bit more ice in that.
Well, that's why I didn't put the ice in the freezer, just in case.
Put a little bit more ice. It came off a little thin. You want it. We're doing a blender drink. You want to make it. You want to have sort of a certain consistency. There we go. That looks a little bit better. There we go. That seems a little bit better. Now we can take our boop. There we have. I just want to.
That's a bow.
You want to run and quickly grab these 2 straws, please?
Yeah, of course I do.
So now that we have that, put that aside.
By the way, you know I don't run, right?
What? What's wrong?
I said, you know I don't run, right? Unless there's something big and scary behind me or unless there's something super on sale.
All right. So now that you have that, we're going to add our straw. And of course, we're going to garnish it with a little bit of cherry and a little piece of pineapple. That will just go right in there.
This is lovely.
That will just sit right there. And there we have the blended Chi-Chi.
But Chi-Chi, he don't do nothing.
Oh, that could have been.
Anyone? No one? That's my favorite freaking Saturday Night Live skit ever. It's not great with these straws, but it's a delicious
Yeah,
cocktail.
the straw is too thin.
But you know what? It's good because it'll mean that I won't drink it as fast. Never mind. It'll mean I won't drink it at all.
That's good. That's
It is
so good.
tasty. Just in time for the cold winter months. Chi-Chi.
Also, what I like about this drink, and a lot of blender drinks, it's a very good, if you want to make a virgin version.
It's also a very good palate cleanser.
Yeah. So if you want, if you like this kind of flavors, but you don't drink, You know, you can still take the pineapple juice, the coconut cream, make your own juice with it. It's very nice.
It's delicious.
Mm.
Pour le vrai.
We need thicker straws though.
Or thinner beverages. Either way.
All right.
All right, can we get this out of here?
moving that.
Because I
Let me
got to make a gravy.
I'm done here.
I got to make a gravy.
Oh, you're still literally went to I told you to get out of the way.
I am the best.
Well,
Also, I've eaten about 15 meatballs while you guys weren't looking because I'm really hungry.
there we go. Which of these is hot?
That one is hot.
Okay. There we
You can
go.
normally tell by the which one is radiating heat.
But I couldn't tell from where I was standing.
I'm just kidding.
Well. Ah. Well, you're doing that.
I'm gonna make a sauce.
You make sauce.
We got a pots. I always have pots. Into this pot, we're gonna take about a quarter cup of butter and some flour, and we're gonna make a roux. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this knife, but it is leaving traces of something that I don't like on my butter. I'm gonna dump that in there. I don't know. I think we might need a new knife. Can I have a piece?
Don't see how the. Okay.
Please.
Sure, it wasn't just the paper. That was
No,
on there?
it might have been the paper, but I didn't like it either way. We don't need aluminium in our food, right? That doesn't.
Swedish gravy.
Oh, pardon me. Can you pour 4 cups of this boiling water
Oh yeah.
that I just boiled into that 4-cup measuring cup?
I hate this one. It doesn't actually have measures on it. This
It's
one.
all the way to the top is 4, I think.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, I thought so.
No.
Either way. Worst case, I can always pour from there into a different cup. You got to be creative about your measuring stuffs.
Some handles.
A handle would be cool. Hey, friends. How's it going? We've got meatballs. We've had 2 cocktails. We've done the Kingpin thing. I think we're not, all tech considered, we've still provided a lot of important information. Yes.
This is the one that actually is.
All right, there you go. See? Danny D is helping. El Diablo is going to make a roux. So into this quarter cup of butter, we're putting 1/3 of a cup of flour. Already, that's too hot for my liking. And if you're joining us for the 2nd season, you know that I find this induction cooker is extremely, it heats up very, very fast. You just want to be careful. We don't want to burn anything. We're just making a roux, which is going to be the base of your gravy. So just some flour and some butter. Tutti va bene. Todo es bueno. La vie est belle. Yada yada. And you want it to get like a little bit golden. You don't want it to change colors completely, but you don't want it to be, you don't want it to look like flour. It should look like it's well combined. We're getting there. We've got 4 cups of beef broth here. We're going to start very slowly to whisk that in.
Here, let me overhead here for you.
Well, let me just incorporate that first. Here we go. Got this going in here. Whisk, whisk, whisk.
Mind if I just push?
You push, just no problem.
There we
Just
are. Just so we can see a little bit
yeah.
better.
So you see this? We've got a nice thick consistency here. Right. Right.
Oh.
It's not so hard, guys. It's a lot of it is, again, it's presence and time. It's not that you need to be, Albert Einstein. You just need to pay attention to your food. Be present when you're making it. And if something doesn't work, then at least if you're present and you fuck up, nine times out of 10, you know why. You know why you've made the mistake, because you've been in the kitchen, if that makes sense. Like, you've been in the process, you're paying attention to what you're doing, and you go, oh shoot, that's when I picked up the phone, or that's when I stopped paying attention and I didn't stir it consistently, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But honestly, presence and tasting stuff as you go, to me, is it's the most important. We're almost done this phase of our gravy. I'm just going to give that right in there like that. And we're just going to let this cook for about 2 minutes.
Well, a nice white gravy.
For our Swedish meatballs. Now, I can't decide yet if I want to take the onions that I forgot to put into our meatballs and throw them into the gravy or on top of the meatballs, but I think I'm going to make a bold selection. And I'm just going to take these, which I've been cooking now. I just overcooked them. Well, didn't overcook them, but I cooked them more than I would have if they were just going into...
I'm not trying to do a little bit golden now.
They're golden. I've caramelized them. Joking. Thank you. So those are going in there. And I just want to keep cooking this for a tiny little bit. And in a few seconds, I'm going to taste and see where we're at taste-wise, salt, pepper, etc., etc. How's everybody doing? Want to ask them a second question?
Well, let's ask a second question, shall we?
Yeah.
I'm assuming the stream is still glitchy, but hopefully it's not. Every time I look, I get a little, oh, that's actually not bad at all. It's not bad. Okay, we're good. Question number 2.
I'm just going to check my cheat sheet while you do this.
While you do that, you cheat.
Cheating.
In keeping with our 70s theme, including, as Chef Duy-An happily put it out, our 70s internet, I thought I'd ask one more 70s question, and that is today, it is, what is the greatest music to come out of the 1970s, either band, song, or album? I will take.
I don't think that's a fair question.
Why?
First of all, you just took my drink. Yours is over
sorry.
there. That's fine. I don't think it's a fair question.
Why?
Because
How is it not fair to ask somebody what their favorite thing is?
You don't like the fact that I don't like to make choices.
That is literally what every question is.
But it's not that. It's that I think in the 70s, like, to pick the best musical genre of a decade is kind of rough. Because
I didn't say musical genre. I said band, song, or album.
But you
That's
said
all I said.
Greatest music to come out of the 70s.
Great, and I clarified it: band, song, or album. If you would have listened to all the words,
I did, but I just got.
But then why did you answer something else that I didn't ask?
Because I got stuck on the having to make a choice thing.
You can answer all 3. What's the best band to come out of 1970? Not out of the 70s.
I can't make that decision.
Why can't you make it?
Because I don't like.
It's not like they're going to throw you in jail if you do it wrong.
No, I don't think I'm making the wrong decision. There's too many choices. There's too many good choices.
What I'm asking?
Exactly. Mariev just said, "Wow, that's impossible."
I'm asking
an
you, what's
impossible
your
question.
favorite? It's simple. It's
I'm
not what's the best. It's what's your favorite.
I'm a massive Fleetwood Mac fan, so I'm going to say Fleetwood Mac.
Are you sure that? Okay, Fleetwood Mac. Okay,
Fleetwood
that's
Mac.
fine.
But
I
not
would say
even
for
close.
band coming out of the 70s, probably my favorite album. This for me is fairly simple because it all happens to be one band and one album that came out of the 70s, which is Pink Floyd's The Wall.
But The Wall, yeah. But again, that's why I don't think it's a fair question. Because
It's not a fair. It's a totally fair question.
Because
it's
The
not
Wall
like I
is
said,
one of the
tell
best.
me exactly what is the correct answer.
But The Wall is one of the best albums ever released of ever.
How is this not a fair? It's not. I think it's not a fair
because
question.
needing
Your
to
question.
choose between these things,
That's exactly all it is. Make a choice.
I don't wanna. I never want to make it. When you can listen to all of it, why do you need to make a choice?
Who said you couldn't listen to it? Who's saying?
Can I have a spoon, please?
Nobody said you can't listen to something. I'm just asking you, what's your favorite?
I don't like to make choices. It might be a Libra thing. It might just be an El Diablo thing. I don't know.
I think that's a waffly way of answering.
All right, let's see what the friends.
No, I'm asking you. What's your favorite
said-
song? What's your favorite? I asked you again now. What's your favorite song?
No, you said band, song, or
I know.
album.
I
Don't
asked
make me
you
make
what's your
three
favorite
choices.
Why not?
I don't want to. I don't want to, and I am the boss of me.
But I can't understand why you can't tell me. Oh, this is my favorite thing. I like
Because
this.
you don't
I love
even
all
like
these other
but
things.
you don't even love music so
That-
much. So-
how is that a fucking thing?
Because-
how does no, and I'm sorry. How does that have to do with? I
Because-
just told you exactly what my answer was.
I know.
Not a problem.
Because I have too many choices. I can't pick the best song of the 70s.
I'm asking you.
can't.
I don't say it's the best. I'm asking you your
My
favorite.
best. I can't even pick one. I can't even pick one. It's just like if you think about, for
Seems
example,
like a wimpy answer.
it's not. Wow, damn spot. Who's sleeping on the couch?
You are.
But no, I don't think it's fair to do that. I think the 70s were good for so many, like Zeppelin in the 70s, phenomenal. Disco in the 70s.
I'm not as big a disco fan as a lot of people
I am
are.
a massive disco fan, which is, again, what makes it harder for me.
But I'll take Bowie
Like,
out of the 70s.
part of
I'll
me
take
wants-
Elton John out of the 70s.
But part of me wants to say, like, I don't know, is it Donna Summer as the best?
I think
don't-
for art, for modern art, and I would say modern art is art I would consider after 1900, maybe in 1910. I think 70s is probably one of the top decades for music, film, maybe not television, but fine art. I think it's a great one. Let's see what people are
Thank you,
saying.
Audrey gets it. She gets it because she gets the 70s.
Well, that seems like a weird.
Hold on.
That's not impossible.
Pause for 1 second.
What?
While you're doing this, I am adding the 3/4 of a cup of sour cream to the gravy. We can ask the question. It's not important. You don't have to watch me do it. It's pretty thick. We're just going to add some sour cream and then some salt and pepper, okay?
All right. So, see, this is okay. What we got? Bee Gees for my mom. Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic. That's great. Misty says, I love the song Superman by Cecily B and ABBA. Queenpin agrees with Elle. That's good. David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust. Had a great, wow, that's impossible. Had a great live concert double album in '78, according to Joseph Mula. Kingpin says, I think a band that is specific to the '70s has to be Led Zeppelin.
I agree.
Don't ask a Libra to choose. Isn't the concept of Libra freedom?
No, it's the fact that we don't like to make decisions.
No, but isn't the word Libra like?
Oh, Libra is
Yeah,
also freedom.
So then you have freedom. You have freedom to choose.
I have freedom to not
choose whatever you want.
not
And you
choose.
don't have to. And I'm not asking you to choose. I'm just asking you to. Hey, you could have said 3. I wouldn't have cared.
I know, but when I'm forced to make decisions, it makes me very anxiety.
But you know, we do questions.
But you don't get it. You're
I know.
asking me to-
That's what I'm
you're
literally
asking me to
saying.
make
I
an
don't get
impossible
this.
decision.
Led Zeppelin, The Doors, logical song.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, Supertramp.
Nobody said.
I even hate to say it. Like, if you want to get real Canadian about it, Rush.
I'm not a biggest fan of Rush as everybody else is.
I'm a decent Rush fan. Also, the Guess Who.
Who?
The Guess Who, not the Who. No, this is a debate I have in my car with myself
What?
all the time.
Who are
all
we
right,
talking about?
friends. This is tasty.
What do we have? What's?
Oh,
Oh, it's a nice sauce.
that's a tasty sauce.
Yeah.
And you know what? I am almost pleased with the happy accident of having the onions in the
there?
gravy and not in the meatballs. I could do it the right way next week, and then maybe I'm going to retract my statement. But there's something super. It adds a level of flavor to the gravy that I think is really important. That's really tasty, actually.
Cool.
Yay for happy accidents, says
Well-
Bob Ross.
While we plate that up, why don't we
Go see Chef Duy-An.
go check in on Chef Duy-An, who's upset that we're arguing.
We're not arguing. We're just having a disagreement.
other ear.
The other ear.
Were
Because I was going to give
you going to change it because you went to the wrong ear?
Yes.
What? No, you gave me the wrong ear.
Yeah.
Damn it, I forgot I had 2 ears again. Speaking of 2 ears,
Chef Duy-An.
It's time to go back and see what the cranberry. What are you looking for?
The little guys. The little
Okay, literally doing an intro. Why would just let? We are gonna go back and see what the cranberry has cranned. The amazing Chef Duy-An. Chef Duy-An, how are you?
Hello.
Hey, Chef Duy-An, who's your favorite band from the 70s?
70 music sucks, man. No, I'm kidding. 80s, that's what it's all about. 70s.
80s was the worst decade of the of modern era.
Oh my God, we should have a decade off.
You also hate Die Hard, so I don't know if we can agree with that. But yeah, Black Sabbath probably.
Sabbath, I love Sabbath.
70s.
So what happened to your?
Anyway,
What's going on with your Jell-O, Chef Duy-An?
Jell-O's good. It's working.
Ah, Jell-O in a wine glass. You know it's a fancy cocktail party when.
It's a 1970s
Tea party.
Desserts.
We got it.
They have cock. There's cock and tails there.
And keys.
Yeah, I repeat, I don't agree with that team, but you guys choose it, so okay.
No,
one
you
thing
interpreted.
that's on brand with tonight is my ice water mix. It's still not ready, so I have to improvise.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna use whipped topping, and we're gonna put that shit in, and it's gonna be done.
When in doubt, just use a little Dream Whip, right, Chef Duy-An? I think that was kind of a
Exactly.
theme from the 70s as well.
Yeah, gonna put some whip in there. There we
Whip
go.
it now. Whip it good.
Whip it. Yeah, well, whip it good, maybe. We'll see. There we go. Yeah, looks decent enough, I guess. All right.
Dream Whip is a
Let's
dream.
taste. Yeah. All right.
All right, let's taste it. The moment of
Jell-O
truth.
Cranberry gelatin.
Key Party Jell-O by Chef Duy-An.
Does it make you want a wife swap?
Good. Yeah, it makes me want to swap with my neighbor's wife. Yep.
Beautiful.
Hey.
Now that's a Jell-O,
See you
friends.
guys next week.
Thank you, Chef
That's a
Duy-An.
Jell-O.
Thank you, Chef Duy-An. We will see you next time. Bye.
Can I have a ladle?
A ladle.
A ladle.
I will get you a ladle. There you go.
There we go. I'm just going to give that 2 more seconds because you know if it's not hot, so
Well,
hot
here,
that,
give me your.
that I burn my mouth, I don't like it.
So,
All right, so
even though we had problems, I think it was a good show. The key problem, of course,
which that we had no keys.
that well,
For our key
Chef
party.
for a key party. I don't know where he came up with
I
that.
don't know either. He's a perv.
He made a decision at
a
some point.
pervy
This was a
dude.
key party show. Key party.
You think you know someone,
Yeah.
you know?
I think the biggest issues, besides the tech,
It's society and human. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I'm going to put gravy on meatballs.
yeah, all right, you do that. That's what I was going to say.
It's tasty.
I thought you were putting gravy on meatballs, and then
It's
you
not
didn't
hot
do
enough
that.
yet. I thought you were going to say something else. and
Well, no, I was, and then you
I
started
was shutting
to talk.
myself down, so.
Well, you shut me down, so I won't talk now.
No, I didn't. I was tasting gravy.
No, you didn't. You
I
were.
was tasting gravy. All right. Here, it's not as hot as I'd like it to be, but I made 20,000
There's steam
meatballs.
coming off of it. I don't know
It's still not as hot as I'd like it to be.
how hot does it need to be.
As hot as I want it to be.
Let's go overhead. Let's see what we see. There we are. The Swedish meatball. Here, I've got some forks for us. Here you are, my little Swedish meatball.
Well, thank you, my big Swedish meatball.
Let's try some.
If there are any Swedes watching and you think I screwed this up, by all means, feel free to let me know how I did that.
I love a good white gravy.
I mean, it's been sitting there a while. It's a little chilly. That's why I wanted a hotter gravy, but it's pretty good.
Very good. I like that. Does it make you think of IKEA?
Makes me think of IKEA because they're small. And like Chef Duy-An said, if you're going to a key party, you don't want to eat so much. It's a good.
Okay.
If you're swinging, this is good food.
If you have,
Full of protein.
but if you have the little toothpicks in them, oh,
I have toothpicks. We can have those later. When we let the people go home. I mean, get off the
we'll finally
internet.
let the people leave. Look, we had problems. We overcame our problems to, as a society, to agree to move forward. I think that a lot of people can take that example right now as a way not to fuck up the world.
So, tell your friends to subscribe to Stir Crazy if you want to save the world.
Exactly.
It's very simple.
Subscribe to Fur Crazy. Fur Crazy is
No,
our,
that's a
is
different.
our sub-channel.
That is a totally different
is food.
website.
It's an
And
all
fur.
carnivore channel, except we leave the fur on the animals.
Stop! I don't like that at all, and that's
Fur Crazy.
That's not the direction I was going to go with that at all.
Well,
Fur
you should have
Crazy.
talked sooner, because now that's what we're doing. On the next episode of Fur Crazy.
You can't say that on television.
Who are you, Dick Wolf? That's it. Next week.
No tech problems.
No tech problems, we promise. And we're going to get a little cozy.
We're gonna do comfort cozies.
We're going to get a little
because
comforty. We're going to get a little cozy.
We'll talk about how to maybe all get through this winter of our discontent.
We're going to be
together.
locked down.
We'll figure it out. Also, just before we go, I had so much fun doing Sturkey Crazy that I've decided that I'd like to do a Valentine's Day event with y'all as well.
Oh, you are doing it?
Oh, well, we are doing it.
Well, you said you, though.
Because
If I can
only-
get out of it, that's fine.
Well, that's fine. I'm going to do it. Danny D's going to watch. No, just
don't say
kidding.
that. This channel's got too many tech problems.
I don't know, the Stir Crazy Lonely Hearts Club
Why did we
fans.
be lonely?
I don't know, because
Why
we're
can't,
all,
so people who are in a couple can't go?
we're
in a couple.
all going to be lonely,
I feel
missing each
lonely.
other. So I think we're going to do that. So details to follow this week about a menu and all that kind of stuff. Valentine's, I think, falls on a Sunday, so it will be separate and apart from our regular Stir Crazy. And so, yeah, so we can all hang out on Valentine's Day and play sexy, silly games. And if you were at our Sturkey Crazy Zoom, you know, we had fun. We played games. We did silly things.
Yeah, we
So-
wore hats.
We wore hats.
Did we wear hats?
I wore a hat. I wore
don't-
multiple hats.
Did I wear a hat?
I don't think you wore a hat. Friends, Stir Crazies,
We want you to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other.
take
Don't
care of business.
don't storm government buildings.
And
Have a chi-chi.
have a chi-chi.
Have a
Because
damn
what
chi-chi.
fucking choice do we have?
Have a damn chi-chi. We'll see you next week.
Be safe. Take care of each other.
Love you.
Bye.